Hey guys, welcome back to episode 11? Question.
10, 11, maybe
12?
We'll find out. Somewhere.
Somewhere between 10 and 12.
We hit double digits.
But we are talking today about the controversial topic of the commanders we hate the most. Yeah. Disclaimer, we're not saying these commanders are bad. We're not saying that if you play it, you're a bad person. We're not saying that... I mean, Kevin's played one of his on his list.
And one of these, two of these decks have been in our play group.
Yeah,
so
it is just something that we do not enjoy personally playing against for the reasons we will name. And
it's not even the specific commanders, it's like specific builds
as
well.
A couple of mine are the commander themselves, but a bunch of them are just, I hate the way people build this commander.
Yeah,
so
two of them, like, I'm fine if you play this commander, but if you're playing it this way, like, I'm not going to like it. But.
So, do you want to go first?
Sure. My first one I'm actually going to say is Zur.
Guilty, I played Zur.
Yeah, so, actually 3 we've had in our play group. Jordan made his own Zur deck. What's the colors? Is there white, blue, red?
Yeah, it's Esper.
Yeah, Esper. Zur is usually built Doomsday, Control-y. It's just like super combo-y.
Yeah.
And like that's how people usually play Zur. He's a tier 1 commander. I mean, people who play him usually win pretty quickly. I don't like the deck just because it's really hard to interact with Zur. Just because usually by the time you can target him, he's already hexproof and indestructible or has Shroud. And I don't know. The way people build Zur decks, they're just really hard to beat.
Yeah.
Jordan built a really cool Zur deck. He actually tore it down because it wasn't doing that well. But that's because Zur's meant to be built as very competitive.
Yeah.
He built it without really any combos. It was more just Zur enchantments. Like, let's ramp, play some enchantments, swing out Zur. You had some backups in there, too. Like, it wasn't just Zur, I think.
Yeah.
Did you have, like, other creatures?
Yeah, I had some other ways. I don't remember. I'll have to find that list.
Yeah, there was a few creatures that, like, I'm pretty sure other builds of Zur, Zur's, like, one of the only creatures in it. And, like, oh, no,
and
fun. The one you're looking at.
Well, I was looking at this. Now they're building it with that new persistent practitioners.
Oh.
So now it's a mill deck.
Yeah.
So not only did he suck before, but now he sucks more. They're $1.35 for a common.
I know, but
stupid.
If you have 40 of them...
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. $1.35 common is ridiculous. $27 for 20.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I'm going to say on Zur. I mean, it's not too much hate. He's at the bottom of my list, I got to say, but...
He's just, when he comes out, you have a 50-50 chance of it being Doomsday Zur or have it being Control Zur, and neither of those are really fun to play against.
And usually when they cast Zur, you don't have much time to deal with it, because they're casting him because they have something to do with him, so...
Yeah, and usually he's in it, because it's when he attacks, he gets his trigger, so the odds are there's going to be boots out for him already,
he already has haste or hexproof, so...
Yeah, it's not a good time.
You can go ahead.
So my first one, and I've spoken about this before, and I hate this commander. I don't care how you build it, I hate it. Atraxa. Praetor's, what is it? Atraxa's Praetor's Voice. Atraxa is a green, white, blue, black for a 4/4 with flying, vigilance, death touch, lifelink, and at your end step you proliferate. Anyone who doesn't know what proliferate is, you choose any number of permanents and or players with counters on them, then give each other creature of a kind already there. So basically you add a counter to something that already has a counter on it.
And usually it's infect. That's usually what it is. Not all of the time.
So here's my problem, is the choices aren't good. So your choices are either A, Super Friends, so you just a bunch of Planeswalkers, and
this is 4 color. So.
It's 4 color. So that already sucks, because that's just tough. I mean, someone in our group plays Atraxa Super Friends, and he doesn't even play that often because he knows we get pretty frustrated. Because there's nothing worse than you're like, oh, I play, what's that Ajani that...
The prize?
Ajani Steadfast. Oh. Whenever a source would deal damage, whenever a source would deal damage to you, or a planeswalker can control, prevent all but one of that damage. Yeah. So all of a sudden now, he comes out on turn 4, and by that time, I've seen him come out that turn and that turn, and that is just ridiculous.
Especially with the new Oath of Teferi and
Oath of
all
Teferi,
those, the
Contagion Engine. Oh yeah, Hero, Forge of Heroes.
Yeah,
So it's just nuts. And then the other choice is Infect. And I don't mind Infect as a strategy because it's very hard to win with because all the creatures are small. But when you're able to,
a lot of Infect in our group.
Groups. Yeah, but when you play Atraxa Infect, all of a sudden you're like, you hit them with 2 Infect, and now it's 8 Infect. Before their turn comes back around, and you're just like, it's just not. I don't think it's fun.
She has Death Touch too, right?
And that's my other problem. There's too many keywords.
She has lifelink, vigilance, flying, and death touch.
And
you could take 2 of those off, and she'd still be OP.
And I get that she's 4 her mana cost is very restrictive, but odds are if you're playing an Atraxa deck, you're playing it with a bunch of fetch lands and shock lands.
Yeah, and it's 4 color, and the only color they're not including is red. So they have ramp, they have card draw, they have control, they have recursion.
Yeah.
Like, you basically need everything that you need to like play an abusive deck.
Yeah, I don't like Atraxa. I never will like Atraxa. Again, if you want to play Atraxa, that might be great for your play group. That's fine. But
yeah, and like we said at the beginning of our disclaimer, like this is not saying don't play this deck around us. It's just when we play it, we usually target you, or we're gonna counter everything you do. Or,
oh yeah, I will specifically, because if you're playing especially Super Friends, I'm going to do everything in my power to stop you.
Like my whole hand is dedicated to you.
Yeah.
So my second one. Actually, I want to Google this while I'm speaking about it. Grand Arbiter Augustine.
Yeah.
So that's blue and white, I believe, right?
Yes.
Basically, Grand Arbiter Augustine is usually built around stacks.
I've never seen it built another way.
Yeah, I don't even like. What's the point of not building it any other way? Basically, it's a legendary creature, human advisor. It's a 2/3. It's 1 blue, 1 white, and 2 colorless. It says white spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Blue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast. So once you play Grand Arbiter, everything you play costs 1 less because your deck's blue and white. Everything your opponents play costs 1 more regardless of what it is. And then usually once they play this, they play things like the new, what's the name of it, Lavinia?
Yeah.
Like, you can't cheat things in. Play Turpa Orb, Winter Orb, Stasis Orb, Stasis Locks, all sorts of things like that. That's usually what the deck is. I'm not a huge fan of not letting me play Magic. Like, if you're going to play Atraxa, that's fine. But don't destroy my lands. Don't not let me tap my lands. I'm just against anything that, like, prevents me from casting things or anything like that.
Yeah.
So this commander, whenever you play it, it makes the game go longer. It bums out everyone else in the group because no one can play their hand. And then it's just like, alright, well now we just sit here and wait for the Grand Arbiter deck to either combo out or we all scoop.
Or they play like they went like Approach or something.
Yeah, Approach or something like
that. And that's my problem with stacks decks in general, is I don't have a problem with stacks because that's a viable strategy. Slow everyone down until you do your thing, but half of them don't even have a thing to do.
No, their win con is to just
lock the board
and force everyone to quit, which is not a real way to win. Like, that's not damage, that's not impact, that's not approach, like, that's not a win con. That's just you pissing off people enough that they don't want to play with you anymore. And, like, if that's how you want to play, that's fine, but I'm not going to play you. Sorry.
Yeah, and I'm glad, like, again, like, in our group, we played, I have a couple Staxy cards in Atraxa.
Yeah.
Or not, triggered, Alacia. I don't play Atraxa, just talk about
yeah.
Alacia, I have, like,
we do
like Silent Arbiter, and,
like
what else do I play? That, Grand Abolisher. Just stuff to, like, slow you down from, like, doing what you're doing, but I'm not trying to lock your board.
Silent Arbiter usually wins bad.
No.
I play that in my Norn.
Yeah, attack 1, block 1, it's fine.
Yeah. It's not preventing me from casting things.
Yeah, Grand Abolisher is just people can't play spells or activate stuff on my turn, which is just... It's a little annoying, but then just wait, main phase it, kill it, and then go on your merry way.
But you're not, like, preventing me from tapping lands and, like, playing cards out of my hand.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
So this next one I do not like because of its sheer power once it gets going, and that's Brago King Eternal. So it's 2 white-blue for a 2/4 flyer. Whenever Brago King of Eternal deals combat damage to a player, exile any number of target non-land permanents you control, then return those cards to the battlefield under its owner's control. So you swing with Brago, and you bounce all your stuff, and it comes back, and you get a gajillion enter the battlefield triggers, which is normally, like, I don't have a problem with Blink decks. I used to play Rune, which I did play Grand Arbiter, or not. Why can I not name cards today?
It's difficult.
Brago. I played Brago in there, but, like...
They're similar.
They are similar, but it's all of a sudden you have stuff like Resolute Angel. When it enters the battlefield, your life total becomes what it started, and you can do that every turn. Stuff like, even just like for like even the mirror battle sphere. Now you have a bajillion mirrors, swinging your battle sphere and someone's taking 40 to the face.
Yeah, like Revelark, Felidar Guardian, all those are just...
And it also just... And then you play Panharmonicon with it and game over.
Yeah.
And there's so many combos you can do with...
I personally
Infinite
don't
Blank.
have a huge issue with this deck, but it is like, once they get going, there's no stopping it.
Yeah, and it's just... I don't necessarily... it's not one of those commanders that, like, again, I, like, detest more than anything. No. It's just I've had very bad experiences playing against it, and I don't really enjoy... You know... I don't enjoy playing against it. Yeah, I just don't enjoy playing against it, and...
There's decks on here in my list that aren't necessarily mean, but I just don't like them.
Yeah, that's one of mine. I just don't like it. It's just not fun for me.
Okay. My next one is gonna be the infamous Prosh. Alright, Prosh, what is that, Jund?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jund. It's a dragon. He's scary. He flies. He's a 5/5. He basically reads, whenever you cast Prosh, create X01 Cobalt tokens, and X is the amount of mana spent to cast Prosh. Spent to cast Prosh. That was difficult. I don't know, whenever I play this deck, it's so competitive and fast, and just, it gives me the feel-bads.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to look at some of the cards. Oh yeah, the number one card in the deck, if you're wondering, is Perforos. Already another commander.
That food chain.
Yeah, commander that I don't like. Prosh food chain's huge. It's just a lot of, like, I guess Jund value, but
it's almost like an aristocrat-esque theme.
Just in colors that it shouldn't be in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're gonna have an aristocrat theme, it should be Orzhov, or at least that's my opinion. Like,
Orzhov,
the fact that Magic
or
made
Mardu.
this card kind of made me mad. But it's just like Jund value. Like, they reoccur stuff. They play a bunch of big mean things. Whenever I've played this deck on X-Mage, I usually get comboed out, like, turn 4 or 5.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's...
Like, it's just very hard to beat.
Riley has a Prosh deck, and I asked to play it last week, or the week before, I don't remember, and I literally at one point looked at my hand and said, every card in my hand wins me the game, no question. Unless someone counters it, I just win the game. Yeah. And I just felt like, it didn't feel good. I was just like, oh, I win the game? Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, yeah, you got it. And I'm like, it's so anticlimactic, it's not fun.
Yeah, and that's like that's the way we play as a group. We don't really play competitive decks, and if you want to play that, that's fine. It's just, I don't know, food chain's not fun to me. Any, like, Perforos is not fun to me. Perforos itself as a commander is already super OP. Are you still talking about the other mono red one you were going to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say.
I don't even mind Perforos a ton as a card. Like, I think in like
as a card,
in like
as
a
commander.
Like in a Norin deck, I think Perforos would be great.
Yeah.
But like as a commander idea, I do not like Perforos. No.
He's another mono red that.
Which will segue greatly into my next my one is a mono, and I love mono red. I love me some mono red, but this one I do not like, and that is Krenko, Mob Boss. Because he's just broken. He's broken. That's it. This is all.
See, this is the one where Jordan and I disagree.
Yeah, I think he's broken.
But
he's Paradox Engine good.
Josh the Quadra base or like Kool-Aid Man.
Because I also
wouldn't say that. I'm gonna let Jordan have his time.
So you have feel free to have a rebuttal because you're the one person I can talk to Magic about and not have you be like, what the fuck, dude? Right. Like, so Krenko Mob Boss is 2 red, tap it, create X/1/1 Goblin creature tokens where X is the number of goblins you control. Goblins are easy to make.
Right.
I'll give you that. Disgustingly easy to make, and then you just
cheap and small.
And then you just go, all right, tap, gajillion tokens. Oh, I have a way to untap them.
Yeah.
Paradox Engine. Tap again, and then you're like, oh, I Perforos out. You all lose, and it's just like, well, that was fun. Like, it's just I just think he's so strong with that. And it's the fact that it's just tap to do that. If it was pay something and tap. Fine.
That I agree with.
If it was, it's the fact that he is just tap him to do this. Untapping stuff ain't hard.
Yeah. My whole argument with this is that you're playing mono red, so you're already at a little bit of a disadvantage. That argument is not as good anymore because mono red's a lot better as the last few sets.
Yeah.
But like you say that like tapping is really easy. I can agree, but one thing is he doesn't have haste. So, like, they have to find a way to give him haste. and usually he doesn't get cast till 2 or 3. I want to say turn 2 or 3 because he does cost 4.
Yeah.
So I want to say he's a little slow, but I'm not gonna lie. I played 1 or 2 decks where like Krenko's gone off and made 30 goblins by turn 4.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if you let a command or a mono red Krenko deck get to that point where they have that many goblins, like they deserve to win.
But I'll give you that. Yeah.
Just because like I don't know. I feel like if they're casting goblins on turn 1, then they're not gonna have Krenko out for another 2 or 3 turns.
Yeah. I think what it comes. I think what it comes down to is at the end of the it's. I played against Krenko and shut it down, no problem. But I've also played against those Krenko decks where I'm just like, I can't do anything. You are just running over the board in one turn, and I can't. Because then they play stuff like, again, you said like haste. Like they play, 1,000-Year Elixir, Swiftfoot Boost, Lightning Greaves. Those are all I think the haste enablers. But then you play But then there's stuff in there like, what is it? Like Coat of Arms. Yeah. That card gets... okay, so other 1/1 goblins, who cares? Oh, they're 30 goblins?
Yeah.
Now I care.
Yeah.
Oh, then I play Eldrazi Monument, they have flying and indestructible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a lot to like... When you take care of one answer with that, there's another one coming up right after, and it's just very...
I agree
Impact
with you.
Tremors, Perforos, there's a lot. It's just tough.
My last thing I'm going to say is I just think that there's worse token decks. That's just the general statement I'm going to say. Like, out of all the token decks... I can't think
of one, but...
I don't know, I feel like any Selesnya token deck that you can ramp out and, like, make more tokens.
Yeah.
Because you can still play all those artifacts that do the same thing.
I guess...
Or, what's the name of it? Markov. I feel like Markov's a better token deck than that. And I might be wrong. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I think I just had this sour taste in my mouth about Krenko because he's
you haven't liked Krenko for a while.
Yeah, just because he's so like tap him and do that. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's.
He's not very interactive.
Again, and I don't even mind playing against a Krenko deck as much. It's just I have that like stigma of like, well, he's gonna go off and I can't stop it, and that's my only beef, I think.
Okay. So we were gonna do 3 originally. I say we have time for one more. We're only at 20 minutes right now.
Okay.
So my last.
So we're doing one more each.
Yeah.
I gotta make this count then.
If you want, if not, I can just talk about it.
No, we can. Yeah, no, we can. No, I just have more than one I can talk about, so I'm like, I gotta pick the good one.
Yeah, I had Aloro and Joda left, if anyone wondered, but I'm gonna talk about Joda just because we have an Aloro deck. We have 2 Aloro decks in our play group actually. Johnny and Caitlin both have one, but their Aloro decks are not what Aloro could be.
Yeah.
Like,
well, Johnny's is the pre-build, and Caitlin's is just like gain a bunch of life and.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that their decks are bad in any way. I'm just saying they built it very specifically to not be stupid good.
Yeah.
Like most Aloro decks are built like Sarah Ascendant, Sarah Avatar, all the 50-50 life gains, and then like basically do all that by like turn 3. And then since they're playing blue as well, they can do like Propaganda and Ristic Study, and I'm gonna draw a bunch of cards. Oh yeah, I have 80 life.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Joda.
Let's do it. Because you played Joda.
Yeah, I'm actually biased because I played Joda. I had a Joda Archmage Eternal deck. My issue with this is that the people who play Joda don't usually build it the way I play it. Basically, Joda is you cheat stuff in for free. You can play Wooburg to play any spell CMC. But the spells I was playing were like Violent Ultimatum, which are like cost
Cruel Ultimatum, was that?
Both of them were in there.
Oh, was there a card called Violent Ultimatum?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure they both do. They're the same colors and do the same thing.
Okay.
But it's just like a bunch of big costing CMC stuff that's not too OP. Like they could easily be counterable. But like the issue I have with Joda is you play Joda, the next turn you expropriate. Like no, I'm not letting you get 4 extra turns. Usually you don't let them get that, but they at least get 1. And then the next turn they play. Another extra turn spell. I'm trying to think of the other one that costs a lot.
Time.
9.
Yeah.
Time more? No.
Something like
That's
that.
Something else.
I forget.
Time
name any of them.
No, yeah, literally any extra turn spell.
All of them are expensive.
Well, they basically just keep doing that, and then with Joda, like, you play an extra turn, you get another turn to cast something for free with Wooburg. But then by then, you already have a bunch more mana out, so you can cast 2 things. Fist the Suns, cast 3 things, and then you're casting an extra turn spell, then you're casting a board clear, and then you're casting a Nicol Bolas each turn. And if you've seen the game nights where Jimmy played Joda,
The Brawl episode?
Yeah, that's all you need to watch to know what Joda's capable of. He had, I think, a Nicol Bolas and a Zakama out on like turn 2 or turn 3. And like after that, he was able to bounce the Zakama every turn, untap his lands, destroy each artifact. It's just, it's too good. Like, I don't know. It just makes me mad that like this is even a card. I'm biased. I played this deck, but I just played it a lot.
You played it much more...
I gave myself a budget.
Yeah.
I did not play Expropriate. That's one thing I'm proud to say. I did not... I think I had an extra turn in there, but it was not 4 of them.
Yeah.
It was not like, extra turn, do it again, extra turn, do it again.
Your big one was like Progenitus. That was like your big one.
That was my win con was Progenitus. And he's still pretty good, but he's hard to get.
Yeah. So my last one, and I think almost maybe not everyone,
okay,
yeah, everyone who I know will agree with me on this. And if you play this, sorry, but it's Talrand Sky Summoner. I played it against a Talrand deck one single time in my life, and it was the most miserable thing.
Was shop, Brandon?
Yeah.
If you're watching this,
I'm glad it doesn't exist anymore because it was miserable. Yeah. So just for reference, I'm just up on a random Talrand deck up on EDH or on Sea Goldfish. Oh yeah, so sorry. Well, sorry. Talrand is 2 blue for a 2/2 Merfolk Wizard, which normally I'd be all about. 2 great tribes. Yeah. But no, he's terrible. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 2/2 blue Drake creature token with flying.
That's not even like the bad part. It's just the way the deck's
the fact that this list right here has 67 spells in it. Wow. Well, it's fine. I don't have a problem with spell slinger decks at all. Mm-hmm. It's the problem is all of those, not all of them obviously, but a good majority of them are counter spells.
2/3 of them are counter spells.
So what you do is you play Talrand, and then you just hold up blue mana every single turn, and counter everything anyone does.
You never play
spells on your turn. You just counter stuff, and then on your turn you have a bunch of 2/2 Drakes, and you just swing them. Yeah. Pass turn. Board clear, counter. Yeah. Or I'm gonna path your commander, counter. And you just it's impossible to get past around. They just counter everything. It's almost like you just have to plan on not having a game plan for many turns. And
like him in the 99 is not bad, but it's just like when you have a commander where it literally reads play counter spells, I give you things, and then like you just spend the whole game countering everyone's stuff. Like it's just a feel bad magic.
It is feel bad magic, and my other issue is in Commander control's hard. Because instead of having like a one-on-one format where it's just, I know what you're doing, I'm going to counter your win conditions, now you're trying to stop 3 people's win conditions. Yeah. But this is a deck that makes it possible to do that.
Yeah, because you get incentive for countering stuff.
Yeah, and, and then...
I feel like I have this theory now that most mono blue decks are just mean.
Yeah.
Like, Mistform Ultimate's not mean, but he's really good. Menarch, really good. Talrand, really good.
I want to
Braids, really good.
So number 1 mono blue commander on EDH Rec is Talrand.
Azami? Oh my god. Like, see, like every mono blue commander is fucking broken.
Baral, or whatever his name is.
I don't think that's broken. Baral's not broken. I think Braids
he can be. I've seen him broken.
Thassa can be broken.
Braids is gross.
Yeah, Braids is really good.
You start getting down more and they're like a little less. Look at Mistform down there. He ain't that bad.
No, the top like 5.
But he's right next to Jin Cataxias, which is...
Yeah, Jin Cataxias. I'm not playing with you.
But no, it's just I do not like it.
No, it's understandable.
And I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't like it. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to like be mean by saying this, but I feel like it is a mindless deck. I don't want to say that because you play it you're like dumb. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just a very like...
No, you're right.
Counter.
Because it doesn't matter what you counter. You're not like holding up to wait for like, oh, they're playing a board clear, I'm going to counter that. You counter everything.
Everything that exists, yeah.
Like, because you're playing mono blue, so you have card draw. You have, like, Ponder, Brainstorm, all those card draws, like, cycling. You have, I don't know, negate, all those 1 Swan Song, 1 CMC blue spells, so then you have 8 islands. Hey, on your turn, I'm going to counter both things you played. Your turn, I'm going to counter all 3 things you played. And then you get back to you have 7 2/2s that fly.
Yeah, it's just not, it's not fun. I'll end it on that. I hate that deck.
All right, now that we're not negative, let's talk about our favorite thing of the week.
Yeah.
Who went first last time? Was it me? Do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Or do you?
No, I got one. So my favorite thing of the week is a Nintendo Switch game. Oh, it's on more than Switch. It's on Steam and it's on Xbox One. It's called War Groove.
Okay.
So I don't know. So there was a series back on the Game Boy Advance days called Advanced Wars.
Okay.
And what it was a little turn-based strategy game that, this turn I can move this character X spaces and you battle and whatever. This is a strategy game. Well, Nintendo, for some reason, just ignored Advance Wars for the last 10 years. So this team of developers we're going to make our own spiritual successor to Advance Wars. And it's a little 16-bit looking old school game, and you are on your board and you move around your pieces and, fight your little battle. The reason this one is so good, on top of it just being, it's what we've been waiting for 10 years from Advance Wars and didn't get, is it's cross-platform, so you can play it on...
That's cool.
So if you have it on Steam, I can play with you on Switch.
Yeah.
No hiccups in that. The story is a little, not there, but who cares? But it's a little more cutesy. Like, one of the things you can have is dogs.
Oh, okay.
So you have this pack of they're called war pups, and they have little helmets on, and they run in and
So they make them cute.
Yeah, and they run in and attack. And it's the best. Every character in the game, when they die, they're like, ugh, and they die. The dogs just run away.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, thank God. They don't have to feel bad for killing the dogs.
Not the puppies.
But I think the coolest part of it all is that you can create your own game with it. So I can make my own map with my own enemy placement, with my own story, with my own cutscenes. You can just almost make your own little strategy game.
That's cool.
And it's just really cool. It's only $20. The developers did a crazy good job on it. It's really fun. I'm getting beat in the tutorial levels right now, and I'm not happy about it.
I like games like that though. I like games that are difficult.
I'm not kidding you. I made one wrong move last time, and I was and it's one of those. Do you know what scum saving is? In games that where you have a turn-based every move you make is important.
Well, you save it right
You
before,
save every
right?
turn.
Oh, yeah.
This game
I do that.
does not let you save.
Oh, really?
If you die, sorry, bud, back to the beginning you go. So it makes so instead of you just being well, if I mess up, I'll just reload and do this next turn. No, if you mess up, that's your game. And some of those missions take 40 minutes to an hour.
I like games like that though because it gives you something to work for.
Yeah.
I don't like playing games where I'm I did it. I just spent time.
Oh no, I'm in the tutorial and I'm why can't I win? This is really
I just
hard.
wanna play.
But yeah, it's really good. Board Groove. It's actually made by Chucklefish, the people who put out Stardew Valley.
Oh, okay.
Not the guy who made it, but the ones who published
produced it.
Yeah, so it's made by them. So if that's any representation of the quality, it's really good. Highly recommend.
Okay. Okay. So for my favorite thing of the week, I just want to give a little disclaimer. We are a Magic channel, and I know the people who play Magic are very specific people. They're usually I don't want to stereotype, but they're neckbeards, people who don't shower, the nerds, and they don't like popular stuff. And my favorite thing of the week is Ariana Grande's new album, and I don't give a fuck, okay? I know everyone who's watching this hates the Ariana Grande stans on Twitter. I do too. I'm guilty of hating
I hate any
them.
stan. I just...
Yeah, they're annoying about it. They don't shut up. We get it. Ariana Grande has a ponytail. We get it. Okay.
Why is it that big beef?
I don't know.
I'm gonna add something at the end of this. I need to speak my mind.
But I get it. But she just dropped a new album. Thank You Next. Everyone's heard her single. Thank You Next. We know.
I've heard a few songs on this album. By the way, it's pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie. There hasn't been an album in a really long time where I've liked every single one of the songs on the album, and this is it. And that's hard for me, just because, even, I'm obsessed with Dodie. We both like Dodie. There were songs on her new album that I wasn't, or EP, that I was just not for me.
You're much more specific than I am when it comes to music.
Yeah.
You know what you want. If it is not that, then you're just
no,
yeah.
Not and I don't know, there's just, the album is, I think, 12 or 13 songs, but, 8 or 9 of them, I've, on repeat all week. And, I just love it. I'm going to see her concert with my sister in March, but it's actually for her Sweetener album. And I'm pissed off about it because she's not performing any of this music on that tour because it's for her old album that she released last year.
She's got to play something.
I think she will.
Because
obviously.
how do you play? Even
she's gonna play Thank You Next.
Even if you play a full album front to back, I don't care what artist you are. You have time to play more stuff.
No, I know. I'm hoping she does, but she made it very clear that this is the Sweetener tour and not the Thank You Next tour. And now I'm wishing I bought my tickets for this one, but who knows? Maybe I'll go to both.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just really obsessed with the album, and I know people who play Magic are going to be I don't give a fuck about Ariana Grande. But please take your rose-colored sunglasses off and just listen to that song, or that album. It's just, I don't know. I just think she's changed her music game and evolved as an artist, and she doesn't sound like she's from Nickelodeon or Disney anymore. She sounds like she's up there with Rihanna and Beyonce. And she's not there yet, nowhere close, but
she'll get there.
She's competing, and
I'm
here for it.
Coming from someone who is a I mean, like, our taste in music, we cross paths.
He's hardcore.
Like, we listen to 1975 and, like, Dodie and all that, but, like, I live, breathe, and die hardcore forever. I love it.
Hardcore music scares me. So.
Exactly, like, you and I really like Ariana Grande. I really do. Because I'm also a person who likes music. Genre doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
I don't know where I have my genre preference, but music...
And that's you as, like, a musician, too.
Yeah,
you just love music.
Yeah, music to me, if music is good, music is good. And why we have to label... oh, you're this genre, so you can't listen to this. I'll do whatever I want, and you can't ever stop me
It
from
makes
doing
me mad because all I see on Twitter right now is everyone shitting on Ariana Grande because everyone's talking about her. And I get it, like, you don't want to see her on Twitter and, like, just mute her so that you don't see her tweets. But, like, Ariana Grande is not fucking good and I don't care. Like, no, you're just bitter is what it is. Like, you can't say she's not good.
I actually had this conversation at work not that long ago. I have never been so... okay, I can't say I've never been so disgusted with the human race, but this girl has done, to me, nothing objectively wrong that would ever make me think that she was...
she's made mistakes, but she's never, like, fucked up like some of the celebrities.
I know there was that donut incident that was just immature and stupid.
She called Americans stupid and licked a donut, but, like, compared to, like, XX tentacle cord or whatever that you guys fucking stain all the time, she didn't beat women.
Right, and I think at the end of the day, she is a... when this whole thing... again, I don't like Mac Miller... no diss to Mac Miller at all.
No,
I just don't like rap. When the whole thing with Mac Miller and all that stuff, I literally, like, would go to bed, like, my heart breaking for that girl.
Yeah,
I felt
so,
and I still feel, everyone's like, you killed him. Like, leave her.
People who blame her, like
leave her alone. She's just a girl trying to, like, live her life, and, like, she, for the most part, how often do you see the news of her making a big, like, oh, Ariana Grande did this dumb thing or said this dumb thing. She just kind of does her
thing. You guys will still listen to Justin Bieber after he pisses in 30 buckets in public, but you won't cancel him.
So it's just
it makes me mad. It's hypocritical.
I like how we just got so pissed over Ariana Grande.
I just, like, it makes me mad because whenever I talk about her, someone has something to say about it, and it's just like, shut up. Like, I don't care.
And that's the thing. It's just, at the end of the day, it's just, it's music, and she's a person, and you know, if you don't like her, that's fine. That's A-okay. You don't have to like her. Yeah. You know, who recently has everyone been talking about? You know, prime example, Kingdom Hearts, that game that just came out.
Yeah.
I hate that game.
I hate it too.
It's not good. It's not a good series, and I'm sorry and I know the world loves that game, and I'm so sick of hearing about it. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
You're not gonna go on Twitter.
I went on Twitter and muted the word Kingdom Hearts because I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Exactly.
And again,
everyone go do that.
I'm not saying it's not, you know, a good. It's probably a great game. I just don't like the series. I like the first one kind of. The rest of them I don't like. That's just live your life for you. And if you don't like something, that's fine. Yeah. You don't have to.
I just really like the album, and I want everyone to listen to it without being biased. So
please,
everyone just go listen to it.
It's
if
good.
you have a neck beard and a bunch of tattoos, I guarantee you will like one song off that fucking album, or I will come to your house and make you like a song. That's it for this week.
That's it. It was just like the most like heated. Like, if you don't like Ariana Grande,
I'm just gonna kill your mom. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week, and if you have any suggestions, let us know.
We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.